Welcome everyone to Jen's Joyful Kitchen. So I want to know something as you're joining. Are you stressed out about back to school meal planning? Do you also miss maybe going out to your favorite pizza restaurant or something like that? You know, I want to help solve that problem for you. So if you're new to my page, if you're not new to my page, I want to welcome you to my Jen's Joyful Kitchen. This is where I share my fast and healthy meal ideas because I'm a busy mom like many of you with a Pampered Chef twist. So as you're joining in, please share with me what is stressing you out the most about going back to school with meal planning. Is that something that's on your mind? Share that in the comments. And I'd love to know where you're watching from as well. So share that too. I'm in Minnesota, in case you don't know. So we are going to be making a farmer's market pizza tonight. So one thing that I love is like a really crispy crust on my pizzas. Do you guys love that as well? You know, one of those where you just bite into it and it's like crunch as you're biting into it. And you know, sometimes we think about how do we get that crispy crust? What if your oven was a brick oven? So I'm gonna share with you how it actually can be. And it's using our brand new secret product, no, just launching. Hi, Lynn. It's our new stoneware. So how many of you already have a piece of stoneware? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know what piece you have, what do you love about it. But my new favorite thing about our new stoneware is that you can do a few extra things with it. It's redesigned. It's really awesome. So you can actually preheat our stones now. Before you couldn't. So you can preheat them for up to 30 minutes in the oven. You can also use them under the broiler. So that's new as well. Before it was only heat safe up to 450 degrees. Now it's actually heat safe up to 500 degrees in your oven. 550 with your broiler. Now how cool is that? Now here's another great thing. This upgraded piece of stoneware actually can now go in the dishwasher. So how cool is that? You can just finish your food and pop it in the dishwasher. So you might wonder, like, how am I going to tell apart, like, if I get the new stoneware versus my previous stoneware? Well, there's this really cool design on the back. Hopefully you can see that weave. So that's actually a way for you to have an indicator of, oh, this can go in the dishwasher, the other one cannot. Or this can go at the higher heat in the oven and can be preheated, the other one cannot. So you would cover your stone just like normal, at least 2/3 of the way with food before you put it in the oven and cook on it. So keep that in mind as well. But it's super strong. It's made with a new type of technique called stone fusion. So it's still made with clay, but the process of it is actually a little bit different. So that's why it can withstand a higher temperature. That's why it can withstand the dishwasher. So you have all these great things and really get really nice crispy crusts as well. Do you guys love crispy crust on pizza or anything else that you're maybe thinking about? You know, I made cookies on one of the new pieces of stoneware. Best cookies ever. I do not understand why I was not using my stoneware all the time for my cookies because they just make them so evenly cooked, no burnt bottoms, crisp on the outside and chewy on the inside. So what we're gonna do is actually make our farmer's market pizza. So what I'm gonna do is actually turn this camera so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully that stays, okay. All right, so what I've done is I've already rolled out this dough and I'm using our pastry mat. It's such a great thing to use for that. Now, if you ever wonder, like, how in the world do I get this dough off and onto the next thing? Well, fold it in half again. This is your little tip. And then guess what? We have a brand new, if you can see it here, a pizza peel. And let me just move it back so you can see. We're actually going to build the pizza right on here and we're going to shove it off into the oven onto our stone that's preheated. Now you can see the yellow on here. I'm gonna actually just add a little more so you can see that. This is the cornmeal. And you definitely wanna cover it really well with cornmeal. Cornmeal is a grain that does not absorb moisture as quickly as flour does. So that's why you wanna use cornmeal. And you can see how it's just sliding That's what we want. So we're just gonna build this and make it super delicious. Now, one thing that you can do is you can either add fresh garlic or, yes, you can totally add fresh garlic, but I'm actually gonna do garlic and herb. This is one of our pantry seasonings. It is so good. I love to put it on all kinds of things, vegetables, potatoes, meats, but it's really good on pizza as well. So this is gonna give us a nice base of flavor. Just keep spreading it around. And then this is, just your next step. Now, the farmer's market pizza, you don't have to put a sauce on. I'm actually gonna do a little pizza sauce. You could do pesto sauce. You could do Alfredo sauce if you wanted to, but I'm gonna add just a little bit of pizza sauce. And maybe you want like a white pizza, so you could do like the Alfredo sauce, things like that. What are some of your favorite toppings on pizza? I don't know if any of you have ever done like barbecue chicken pizza. That's another one of my favorites. You know, making your barbecue sauce is your sauce at that point. So sometimes I do like taco pizza, and like taco sauce is my sauce. So you just kind of go with whatever flavors you're going with here. Doesn't this look like we're, at a restaurant? They're making this really great dough, topping it with all the fresh ingredients. Fantastic. Hi, Meredith. Hi, Janine. Tell me what your favorites are with your pizza. All right, so we've got this. The next thing we're gonna do is actually add some vegetables. And what I'm gonna do is I've got some in here. This is the manual food processor. I've got onions in here, I've got zucchini in here. I'm just gonna chop this up. You can see it doesn't take long at all. There's one little chunk in there to get. So you can just chop it all up and then just sprinkle it on. I find that when you chop it up kind of small, then people in your family may not know that there's all different kinds of vegetables. So that's why this is called farmer's market pizza, because you're actually using all kinds of vegetables in the pizza. And you can add meats as well. I'm gonna add a little turkey sausage to the top of this for sure. All right. And then another thing, let's just put it all on there. What do you guys think? Put it all on there. It's gonna be good. Those onions and that zucchini. Zucchini takes on flavor of whatever you're putting it on, so it is all good. Okay. And then another thing that I'm going to add is some mushrooms. And if you want to really get away with doing mushrooms really easily, put them in your manual food processor, because it actually makes them look like little chunks of meat. So this is a way for you to add more vegetables really easily without, and I honestly, I do this all the time. Like I'll add it to pasta. It just looks like little bits of ground beef or sausage. And we'll just put that right on top. You can see it just looks, and mushrooms actually have a meaty flavor. That's one of their characteristics. So it's really a good thing to add to all kinds of different recipes, whether you're doing like breakfast and mushrooms in your omelets, or whatever you want with that for sure. All right, so we've got all that. How's this looking? What do you guys think? It's gonna be nice and hearty. And then, okay, the next thing is we'll just do some of our pre-cooked turkey sausage. So this is one of my favorite things. They're little bits of turkey sausage already pre-cooked. So just putting some of that on. This is the kind I'm using, okay. Hi, Kathy. And then I'm going to do some fresh tomatoes. So we've got some cherry tomatoes, and we're just gonna pop those all over the place onto our top of our pizza. Now, you wanna work fairly fast. You don't wanna just like let this pizza sit on the pizza peel, because like I said, the cornmeal is really good at making things not stick, but over time, if this were going to sit out for an hour, that would be a problem. This is going to be a little heavier on the cheese because we have different kinds of cheese. So we've got cheddar that we're gonna put on. I don't know if you guys have ever put cheddar on your pizza before, but it is really good. We're also going to put on some mozzarella. Get all that on there. Now, if you had like an outdoor oven, you could totally put this on there too, because you've got this great pizza peel that helps you. Look at how this looks. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay. And then we want to do just a little bit of Parmesan cheese over the top. Gives it just a little bit more nutty flavor. That's where Parmesan and mushrooms do have that in common, because they do have that kind of a sense of umami if you've never heard of umami before. It's like their sixth taste that we can taste. All right. And then last but not least, a little bit of Italian seasoning. So tell me, you guys, what would you put on the top of your pizzas? Would you do lots of vegetables? Would you do meats? What would you do? And then, all right, so I'm gonna turn you guys back up. Doesn't this look good? I think it looks really good. Okay, and so now I'm actually going to put it in my oven and get it ready to cook. And it's going to just slide right off onto my stone that's been preheating. And it's going to be delicious. It's going to bake really well and even. It's going to have that crispy crust, because that's what we have prepared here with, we're having a high temperature in there so that the stone is super hot. And then we've got this pizza that's just gonna slide right onto it and start sizzling. You could even use the stones for roasting vegetables, and you will hear the sizzle when you put them on that hot piece of stoneware. So how cool is that, right? So I was excited to share with you how easy it really is to make a pizza that would be worthy of a restaurant. If you were gonna go sit down and eat at a restaurant, you can do this in your house and really make it to what you want it, ingredients that you like, healthy, not healthy, whatever you want on your pizza. But you can do this at home. You can do it with our stoneware. You can do it with the new pizza peel that's coming out. And so I think that thanks to these tools, even the manual food processor, I couldn't do anything without that either, because I don't want to sit and chop up onion. It makes me cry. So I want you guys to just raise your hand in the comments if you want this recipe plus another great pizza recipe that I will send you as well.